Logan is the youngest, fastest growing and most diverse city in our state, and you can't move people or products throughout southeast Queensland without coming to our city. There is no other city in Australia that is 1/3 built. We have this incredible opportunity to work hand in glove with our community to design a city that their kids, their grandkids, their great-grandkids will enjoy for the next 200 years.
When I think of all those things that go into making great quality of life, there are some standard ones around having a great house, having enough money, having good health, but there's also some other important ones, especially in places like Logan, around being able to enjoy your life and have fun with your friends and your family after 5 o'clock of a night time, or being able to travel throughout the city in all different directions without having to use your own car.
Quality of life to me and the residents, I believe, is this fantastic place where we have health services, affordable housing, we have really great community facilities where people get to hang out and enjoy each other's company. This place where we have, really great community connection with each other.
Development of the tool has actually been really helpful for a number of reasons. It actually makes you think deeply and articulate the challenges of the city, so it helps you define the problem. Then it actually helps you work out what does success look like if you were to be able to solve that problem, and then you start thinking of what are the steps that we're going to take as an organisation or as a community to move towards solving those challenges. We have a lot of social housing in Logan, so that's housing provided by the government for our most vulnerable people. That tends to be concentrated in sort of 4 or 5 of our 70-odd suburbs, so we would love to see that spread more equitably across the city. Another example is we have an ever-increasing need to spend money on roads. The important thing, though, I think, is to compare that spend on what that might otherwise be used for if we would spend it on swimming pools, community facilities, libraries, which would arguably be facilities that would be much more beneficial to improving the quality of life of our residents. In terms of green spaces, our challenge is that we're buying land that isn't necessarily connected to the other environmental land that we own. So we would love to see the tool measure over time that that's improving, that we are creating those corridors and those connected places for people to enjoy and to move biodiversity along them. Since the pandemic, much like many other cities around the world, our housing has become that much less affordable than what it was. And we also have housing that is affected by flooding. I think the tool will be really helpful in identifying trends very quickly, so it'll show us housing is becoming more accessible to people, it's not consuming as much of people's household income over time. And then the second part of that is that we're not building houses in vulnerable areas anymore. One of the long-standing problems in our city is our public transport network, and it's specifically that ability to move east-west through the city. So the data we intend to pull out into the tool is the increasing prevalence of bus stops, and then what is the frequency of the routes being run within those stops.
We have this community that already really embraces its cultural backgrounds. The conversations that we've had are specific around English being a barrier for some of our residents who are newly migrated into Logan, and how can we really help them and work together and utilise the data that we're collecting to help improve their lives in Logan specifically.
Over the next 1 to 10 years, I'd love to see the percentage of our non-English speaking population that their English language skills improve over time, and I'd love to see people feel safer to move around our city after dark. And part of that is getting them more activities to do, things like great restaurants and bars and entertainment options after 5 o'clock at night. And finally, I'd love to see some of those critical gaps in our healthcare offering closed over the next 1 to 10 years.
Whether it's investment, job density, value of jobs, none of that matters if we don't know how well we're doing. If we want to achieve amazing things, we have to set big, ambitious goals, and we only know we're getting there with a tool like this that lets us understand how well we're tracking and what we need to do if we're falling behind.
The tool has really helped us to pinpoint some of the significant challenges and opportunities that community are facing. I feel like our services are going to be able to work really collaboratively with us and alongside us to help with some of these outcomes to achieve priorities for the city.
I think the main advantage of developing the tool has been just to realise how many wonderful opportunities there are ahead of us in the city. For instance, for some time now, we've had commercial drone deliveries, delivering goods and services and medical supplies to our residents across the city. That has then led into a drone centre of excellence that's emerging, so we can't lose sight of the fact that there's so many incredible things happening. But to continue attracting those sorts of investments and opportunities that really do make a big difference to the quality of life of our people, we can't just rest on our laurels. I feel really confident that the tool will help us over time distill our investments into a really meaningful place rather than just scatter our money around. I think it is going to become a really powerful decision-making tool, not only for us, but for all our partners at other levels of government and in the community.